chapter 4, we started off with the basic formula. The basic formula we studied was amount formula or accumulated sum or accumulated amount. What is the formula for that? That is nothing but principal plus interest. That is the basic thing we require to study each and everything. Then coming to simple interest. Simple interest means we studied that. What is the formula for SI? SI is nothing but P into T into R percentage. What is this P? Principal. T is what? Time period. And R is the given rate percentage. Then what was the next thing we learned? We studied the amount formula with respect to our simple interest. That is nothing but P into 1 plus T R percentage. That is also a direct formula. Then people, coming to the next part is called as compound interest. Compound interest formula, what we studied people, that is nothing but P into 1 plus I the whole power n minus 1, correct? Then with respect to compound interest, what was amount? Amount is nothing but P into 1 plus I the whole power n. If you were using calculator, how to do that? On Cal C, what is the method for finding amount? Amount is nothing but P plus R percentage plus R percentage plus etc. n times according to the number of periods. Then how to find CI? CI is nothing but P plus R percentage plus etc. minus principal. You will get the value of CI. Then next thing, what we studied next? Next one was difference between CI and SI. What is the general formula for difference between CI and SI? P into 1 plus I the whole power n minus 1 minus TR percentage. This is the basic formula we studied. Then shortcut. Whenever it is CI minus SI for how many years? 2 years. That is nothing but P into I square. Okay. Then coming to the next part. We studied compounding and all that everyone remember, right? I can be written as R divided by 4. Annual compounding, it is what? R divided by 100. N will be equal to what? The number of years. Then semi-annual. Semi-annual I will become what? R divided by 200. N will become what? 2 times the number of years. Then quarterly compounding. Quarterly, it is what people? I will become R divided by 400. N will become what? 4 into number of years. Then finally what we studied? Monthly compounding. I will become R divided by 1200. N will become 12 into number of years. So that was our basic compounding. Then we studied effective rate of interest. What was effective rate of interest formula in percentage? 1 plus I the whole power n minus 1 into 100. I told you, if I just zoom in here, it is effective rate of interest. Zoom out, compound interest. Zoom in, effective rate of interest. Zoom out, compound interest. That means multiplying it with P. Then once effective rate of interest is done, we studied what? Depreciation. What was the formula for depreciation, people? Scrap value is nothing but cost price into 1 minus I the whole power n. In calculator, how will you find that? A is nothing but P minus whatever R percentage minus R percentage etc. the number of years or number of n value given over there. Then once depreciation is done, what else we studied, people? Did we directly went to annuity or anything else we studied? No, we went to annuity. Annuity, there are how many types? 2 types. First one is annuity regular. Second one is what, people? Annuity due. Annuity regular means end of the period. Whenever we are paying the recurring money, end of each period, end of period. Then what else? If nothing is mentioned in the sense, they are not mentioning end of the period, beginning of the period or something. Then annuity due or annuity immediate. When are we considering that? Whenever they are telling we are investing money from today. Second, anything else? Beginning. Then from now, whenever they mention in question, we are investing money from now for a recurring for definite number of period. Then anything else, people? Beginning from now, Then from today morning, from this morning, likewise, all the things will come under that. This morning, all will come under that. Then, first one we studied was the basic formula of future value of annuity regular. What was the formula for future value of annuity regular? A divided by I into 1 plus I, the whole power n minus 1. What if the question is based on future value of annuity due? It will become A by I into 1 plus I, the whole power n minus 1 into 1 plus I. We can find it that way also. Then, what was the formula connecting future value and present value? Future value is nothing but present value into 1 plus I, the whole power n. It is similar to our amount formula. A is nothing but P into 1 plus I, the whole power n. Then, coming to present value, we have a formula method and GT method. We are studying only that way. So, present value of annuity regular can be written as what, people? A by I into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus I, the whole power n. Then, present value of annuity due can be written as what, people? A by I into 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus I, the whole power n into 1 plus I. Then, what was the GT method? GT method for finding present value. Whoever is having GT button on your calculator, first you will write 1 plus I value directly. Don't write 1 plus I percentage and all. You will write 1.06 or 1.07 as given by the question. Then divide equal to how many times? N times or number of periods times. Then click GT button, then multiply it with annuity amount. You will get the present value using GT method. It is for annuity regular. What if it is for annuity due? Same method, 1 plus I you will type, then divide equal to n times, then click which button? GT button, multiply it with A, multiply it with 1 plus I. Again, you will get the answer for present value of annuity due. Once you are done with annuity due, annuity regular, we are going for applications of annuity. What are the applications of annuity? First one we studied sinking fund. Sinking fund is nothing but we will deal with the future value. But coming to the proper application, first one is leasing. What did I teach you? If PV of leasing is greater than present value of purchasing, what is preferred? What is preferred in this case? We will prefer leasing. Okay, leasing is preferred. Second one is if PV of leasing is less than PV of purchase, what we will prefer? So sorry, PV is greater than, right? Then we will go for what? Here purchasing, here it will be what? Leasing. Whichever is smaller we should prefer. Okay, done. Whichever is smaller we will prefer that. Okay, then next one. Next one was what? Second one. NPV. What was net present value? Net present value is what, people? PV of inflow minus PV of outflow. Okay, my question to everyone. When we consider an investment as a good investment, if NPV is greater than or equal to 0, we will consider an investment to be a very good investment. Then coming to what was a real rate when growth rate and inflation is given? Growth rate minus inflation will give us what? The inflation will give us the real rate. We have done one question based on that also. Then we studied what? We studied perpetuity. Perpetuity. What we studied in perpetuity? PV of perpetuity is nothing but A by I. If growth rate is given, PV will become what? A divided by I minus G, where G is the growth rate. Then we studied what, people? CAGR. So did we study using formula method or using a calculator method? We studied using the calculator method. I hope that everyone remember using the option hit method. So these were the things we studied in general from this chapter, and I am pretty sure if you know this much, if you know the application, you can get the entire marks out of it. That is one of the easiest chapter in your maths part if you study regularly or if you revise regularly. If you don't revise, gone. That's the problem. So if you study regularly, it is going to become one of the easiest chapter. Yes. So Sunday test will be there. Everyone be ready for 1 hour 50 marks test based on our which chapter? Chapter number 4. Okay. I'll be putting questions as per the weightage in our examination. Which will have more questions? Annuity. Keep it in your mind. Why? Because in exam point of view, which will have most number of questions? Annuity concept will have more questions. Keep it in your mind. If any doubts are there, you can ask everyone. Any doubts?